We are done with what is wrong with me questions. We don't ask that here anymore. You didn't really buy a blazer, you bought an image. You saw her on your feed, sleeves rolled up, her collar sitting over her lapels, balloon jeans, thong sandal, hair undone in that very deliberate way that looks effortless and absolutely was not. She looked like power, effortless power. So you added to cart. Except you didn't buy the blazer, you bought the whole image. Then it arrived, you put it on, and something was off. It just looked wrong. So your brain does what it always does. It turns on you. Maybe it's my weight, maybe I'm too short, maybe my hair's not right, maybe I'm just not a blazer person. Wrong. Wrong diagnosis every time. The blazer didn't fail you because your body is wrong. The blazer failed you because the image you bought and the blazer you received were two completely different things. And nobody told you that. They'd rather just sell you the item and let you believe it's your fault. It's not your fault. It's the blazer. And I'm about to prove it. This is wardrobe forensics. We take the clothes that made you feel bad about yourself, and instead of blaming your body, we investigate the garment, and we find the actual reason it failed, because there always is one. And today, we've got our first case, the classic blazer. Almost everyone has had this exact same thing happen. So before we start, first rule, nothing is wrong with you, and nothing is wrong with your body. We are done with what is wrong with me questions. We don't ask that here anymore. And if your brain is about to delete 95% of what I say, fight for this one. There will be no quiz, but I will be watching you. Now, let's get back to the mirror, because that's where the actual damage happens. You weren't standing there with a checklist thinking, oh, the lapel is overpowering my frame. No, you were standing there thinking, why does this look bad on me? And that only leads to self-blame and body criticism, and it leads to another purchase and a wardrobe full of items that almost work and you still have nothing to wear. Almost is expensive, almost is exhausting, and we are done being exhausted. So we're going to do something different. We're going to take those feelings and we're going to find the reasons beneath them. Now, the second thing you need to know, a blazer is not just a blazer. Bear with me, I know this may sound obvious, but this is important. A classic blazer is carrying a lot of signals at once, and I'm going to name them for you. The shoulder line, the lapels, that's the folded flaps that run down the front of the jacket towards your collar, the fabric weight, the length, and the waist shaping, whether the jacket curves in at the middle or falls straight. When all of those signals match your body, it looks intentional. It looks like it belongs there. When they don't match your body, you'll feel it immediately, even if you can't say why, and that's the best and worst part. You can feel the mismatch even before you can name it. So that's my role, to name it. Because the problem is the relationship between the garment and the body, not the body on its own, the relationship. With a classic blazer, the shoulder is where the whole thing either works or it doesn't. So we'll start there. A blazer is built around the shoulder. It's asking your body a question. Can you carry this line? And there are really 4 answers your shoulder can give. I'll walk you through them, and you find yourself as we go. 1. Sharp, defined shoulders. If your shoulders are sharp, angular, with a clear edge, a structured blazer has something to land on. The jacket has a line to echo. So crisp seams, sharper lapels, structured tailoring, these can look controlled rather than aggressive. The garment here is speaking a language your body already understands. But even here's a limit. Too much padding can still overbuild you. Too much width turns elegance into costume. So it's not sharp shoulders can wear anything. It's that sharp shoulders give structure something to answer. Different thing. 2. Narrow shoulders. This is the one that breaks the most blazers. If your shoulder frame is narrow and the blazer is oversized, padded, or wide, it swallows you and it ends up looking like you borrowed someone else's jacket, and not in a good way. We're doing a whole case on this next week, so then you'll find out more. 3. Broad shoulders. People generally think that broad shoulders need more shoulder. They don't. They need more room. If your frame already has width on top, a hard, padded blazer adds structure where there was already structure. It makes you read heavier, wider, more rigid. But that doesn't mean you can't wear blazers. Of course you can. It just means the blazer has to respect the frame you already have. You can carry a bigger lapel beautifully because your frame holds scale. And scale just means the overall size of the design. How big the lapel is, how heavy the fabric is, how long the jacket is. The garment just needs to give you ease. 4. Soft or sloped shoulders. If your shoulders are sloped or rounded and the jacket has a hard, sharp shoulder ledge, then the jacket disconnects from your body. Your eyes see two lines going in different directions, the garment line and the body line. That's why it can look severe or boxy, or like a shell that's just sitting on top of you. But the answer here is not to go completely soft, because an unconstructed blazer can collapse. The answer is gentle structure, a softer shoulder, a curved lapel, maybe smaller in scale, a fabric with some movement. The garment still gives you shape without fighting your body to do it. So, find yourself in those 4, because the second you know which shoulder you have, the blazer stops being a mystery and starts being a question with an answer. And this is why one blazer looks effortless on one person and awkward on another. Same blazer, different relationship. On one body, the shoulder lands. On another, it floats. On one body, the lapel frames the face. On another, it overpowers it or underwhelms it. On one body, the length creates one clean line. That is vertical. If your body has that long line, the blazer should continue it. But on another body, the same length drags the frame down. It does not sharpen anything, it swallows. Because not every body is asking for the same line. And that is why it looked good on the model is not enough information. Because the model isn't just wearing the blazer, she's completing it. Her height, her shoulder line, the lighting, the styling, the pose, all of it is part of the final image. And when you order the jacket, none of that comes in the box. So when you get it home, it looked different. You weren't wrong for buying it, you were enticed by an image. Fine, but now you're meeting the mechanics, which is unfortunate news for your future excuses. So next time you try on a classic blazer, don't ask, do I look good? Vague question with no answer. Start with the shoulder. Where is the shoulder seam actually sitting? Is it on your bone or is it floating past, out in the air? Then the lapel. Does it frame your face or compete with it? Is it too wide, too heavy, too sharp, or too small for the rest of you? Then the fabric. Is it moving with your body or sitting on top of you like a shell? Then the length. Where does it stop? Does it cut you at the widest part of your body? Does it break your line? And does your body even want a long line or does it need a break? And then the waist. Is the jacket narrowing at where your waist is? Or is it creating a completely new shape that does not belong to you? That's it. That's how you stop guessing and start reading what the garment is actually doing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And no, this is not about looking thinner or hiding or trying to look flattering. I hate that word. Like the goal is to shrink yourself into the most acceptable version. It's not. This is about alignment. Does the garment make sense with the body wearing it? Does it let you arrive before your clothes do? Because the goal was never for people to see the blazer first. If they walk away remembering only the blazer, you've had a communication breakdown. The goal is for people to see you. The blazer just sharpens the message. So, go find the blazer that you never wear and analyze it forensically. Screenshot the checklist and go through it. Was it the shoulder? Was it the lapel? Was it the length? Was it the fabric? Was it the waist? Or is it asking for a body that simply isn't yours? Because almost right is not good enough. It's just a clue. Right is possible. Clothes have a structure. Your body has a structure. And the whole result depends on the relationship between the two. That is the language that we're learning here. Clothes fail bodies. Bodies don't fail clothes. Next case, we go deeper into the narrow shoulder. Because when the shoulder anchor is wrong, the whole jacket starts lying to you. And I'll keep showing you exactly how to catch it. Go look at your closet like it's a crime scene, run the checks, and then you'll know exactly what failed. That's your evidence. And if you're brave, drop it in the comments. Subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Your wardrobe told me to mention that. Thank me later.